All right, write the explicit formula. Here we go, Brooke. Hope you're doing well. I was using my backers mug the other day. Thank you again for that. Yeah, and I hope everything's going well. Distant learning world. Sorry to hear it's been a little tricky, but we'll get it figured out. The formula sheet, hopefully you know about that. So it's out here, and we have to write an explicit formula, and this one's going to be geometric because I think it's a multiply. Yeah, it's a multiply pattern. So we're just going to write that formula right there. All right, so basically we have an is equal to a sub 1 times r to the n minus 1 power. And so in this particular question, we're timesing 5, so that's r, and then a1 is just this 3 right here. Okay, so we have an equals 3 times 5 to the n minus 1 power. All right, and so the tricky part about this is there's actually multiple different ways to do this. So this might not have even been an answer choice. And so the trick is, this gets pretty hard for me to explain, but hopefully it'll make sense, is this is the first term, second term, third term. Okay, so we could actually think of 3 as just a 3. And actually at this point we haven't multiplied by 5 at all. So it's just 5 to the 0. And then this 15 is like a 3 times 5 once, right? And then this 75, at this point we've multiplied by 5 twice, right? Once, twice. So we could think of it as 3 times 5 squared. All right, so um, basically the idea is that this power, right, for the first one is 0. So if n were 1, we'd need to do 1 minus 1 because we want this 3 to be a 3 times 5 to the 0. Similarly, we've only multiplied by 5 once on the 15, so that's why we have to do 5 to the 2 minus 1 power, because it's really just 5 to the first. All right, and so the alternate, this is kind of a long explanation, but the alternate way is you can actually write it as an, and then this be the 0 term, and the advantage of that is then you just do r to the n power, right? So if we go back one, the 0 term would be, we have to reverse the pattern, so it would be divide by 5, so we'd have 3/5. And so if we write it this way, we can say an is 3/5, the 0 term, multiplied by 5 to the n power. So in that sense, like if we thought about, say, this 3, we could think of it if we use this other formula of n1, we'd have 3/5 times 5 to the first power. And then that would work out right because the first term should still be 3. So we have 3/5 times 5 once, and that would just be 3. Okay, so basically your two choices are if we want to use the power of n here, then we need to use the 0 term here of 3/5. Otherwise, if we want to use a1, then we have to use n minus 1 because, again, the number of times you multiply by 5 is 1 less than n if we are using this a sub 1. Right, so I'm not sure if the answer might have looked like this. But like you said, you can always check by plugging it in. So like, if I want to make sure that this is right, the third term should be 75. So a sub 3 should be 75. So if I do 3/5 times 5 to the third, and then crunch that on my calculator, that would be 3/5 times 5 to the third is 125, right? And if you multiply all that, you should get 75. So that's a really good way to check and hopefully help you figure out that one of these would be the right answer. I don't remember what the multiple choices look like, but one of those two should be right. Sorry, that's pretty confusing, the idea that there's two different formulas here, but the one on the test will be, you will use the n minus 1. I'm not sure if this Kahoot, if I forgot to change it or not, but all right. Please let me know if that doesn't help or if you need anything else. All right, take care.